Okay, guys. Unsharpened mile marker at the ready. No connection to the forest once the live stream is on because it's conscious entity and it doesn't like when the live streams are going. I'm dragging my extension cord out. The snow has let up and it's gone to rain, and then the snow has melted. I'm not gonna do it, man. If you guys could see what I could see, I'm seeing literal giant beams of light come out of the forest and like shine right in my eyes. And I hear a tiny little voice that goes, it's like, go, don't go to sleep, don't go in there. Something has been really urging me, like, it's so important that it reveals itself right in my face to not go into these forest, not whatever this forest is, don't go in there at nighttime. If there's something that happens. I heard a giant shuffling right where my tent is. So I had a tarot reading again. Like I just wait, and then I see what my algorithm gives me, and then I look for a certain vibe that I've been seeing a pattern in, and then I wait for them to give me enough motifs that it matches me. And I got like 33. I got living out in the woods. I got long brown hair. So they went off about my life, and then they went off about my mom and my dad and how they're doing and what they're doing, and then other people that I didn't realize were kind of hovering around my life watching. They called them out. So there's no bugs except there's a bug now. There's a little moth that's flying around the top of my head right now, just in circles. And I'm seeing lights like fairies. I saw giant like it's like lightning, but it's moving. It's conscious, and it pops in and out very quickly. And basically, she said that I mean, it's pretty obvious I'm getting attacked spiritually all the time, every minute of every day. But she really hammered in that it's happening in the woods and it's happening at night. And it's a lot more than I realize is going on. So that's why I keep finding myself out here. And I keep trying to go back because I'm tired and I'm cold, man. I want to get under the tent. But then as soon as I get here, it's like there's rustling in the leaves and I see lights coming out of the trees and I see all sorts of shit. My phone gets notifications that say, for tarot readers, that say, don't go to sleep out in the woods. Because they're attacking you at nighttime when you fall asleep. They just attack you when you sleep. They told me a bunch of stuff today. So I'm freezing. It just stopped snowing and then the snow changed to water. But the snow's going to be coming back for the next 4 days. It's going to be nonstop every single day for 4 days. It's going to be snowing. So I carried this. I dragged this over here. The butterfly went right to left. Does that mean that it's safe? So there's just glowing beings. I don't know if they're fairies. They look small, like birds. They're the size of birds. But they're pure light. And there is something walking through the woods right by my tent. And then when I called attention to it, now there's loud noises of cars behind me. They've been doing this every day. It's just an every night occurrence now where the simulation reveals itself. And I'm just tired and I want it to end and it's not going to. So I was going to have you guys be my backup and pray that I can get to my tent to go to sleep. But I'm seeing too many I'm not doing it. I try to be not like I ignore it and I'm naive. Like I'm not. I literally just block out the fact that there was footsteps in the woods right by my tent. I like that's how much I've conditioned myself to just ignore it when it's right in front of my face. Because I'm tired and I want to go to sleep. But I'm gonna be outside tonight. I feel like I'm being watched. I feel like oh, I'm seeing silhouettes of like things that look like they could be human if they had a shape, but it's only for like a split second and then they morph into like a blob. I wanna go home. But I don't have one. Okay. I'm smelling rotting flesh. So what that is that there's some type of entity or creature that has the scent on it, whether it just got done eating something that was dead and decaying, or maybe it's a disembodied spirit lingering of something that had passed. But then when whatever that entity is projects itself at me like it's trying to communicate, I smell it. I feel it. I see the color of it. I can pick apart all the little bits of energy, and I can smell it. So I know that was a decaying animal trying to communicate with me for some reason, and it was coming from the woods. And we did hear footsteps, and I did see glowing lights that looked like little birds jumping across branches, telling me not to go. And then I asked for a moth, and a tiny moth came through the rain just to fly in circles around my phone. So I guess maybe the phone is what's stopping it. Like I was being led back into the forest, but when I turned the phone on, it ruined my chances of being protected. That makes more sense. It seems like the forest rejects me when I turn the live stream on. Like when the live stream's off, I can feel tons of different like intentions, and they look like almost not tentacles, but like intentions that have currents. So they would seem like tentacles, but they're not tentacles. I see tons of those coming out of the woods and growing through the town. And then they encourage me to go in. But then when I go live, because I'm scared, it gets mad and cuts me off, whatever it is. And then I heard something ran by my tent this morning, and it had 2 legs. And that thing was running by my tent again tonight. So I don't know what to do. It's freezing out. I'm gonna curl up in my hoodie like I did the past couple winters. And I'm just gonna pray. I know praying doesn't, like when you say amen, it's going to an Egyptian god, and that this whole world seems to be fucked up. And I don't trust any of it. So you guys get to see my process. This is how I make it through these kind of colder temperatures. Let's get this back on with this. so that you can see it. This is how I make it through living out in the cold, alone and traumatized. So I'm going to put you there and hope that it doesn't fall so you can see. Originally, I didn't have a jacket, and it was March, and I was in the back of my Dodge Magnum, and all I had was my hoodie. So what I would do, all I had was the hoodie, and it was sub-zero, and I was on top of Hogback Mountain. So in the back seat, it was getting snowed in, and my car battery died. I only had a tire. The police had just kind of did a lot of horrible things to me, and I can't trust my family. So I just waited for, I think it was like -10 before my phone died. One night, there was like an ice fishing competition, but I knew I wouldn't have enough gas, and I didn't want to ask my people I grew up with. And then I left when I was 14. So I just laid in the back. And I just sat there for 36 hours. I just sat like this until somebody dug me out and jump-started my car, and I got to go back down. So I learned how to focus and reject all the spiritual attacks that were happening. I would see demons and tons of things, and I learned I would fight back against it, and then when I won, I was able to hold warmth. So I had to fight off all these demonic entities and then hold the boundary through the cold. And then that solid boundary that I earned, I developed, kept me with an aura of heat that got me through. And since 2024 started, I still got it. It's just redeveloping. And so that's how I make it through the winter mostly, is I go back into there. But now I'm so grateful that I have more pieces of fabric. This is really thin. It's not really going to do much. I knew there was going to be 8 people. That's why I kept it live. I saw that there was going to be 8 people. Okay. So then I just cover this. And then I just pretend like I'm not in a simulation and that anything could come up to me. And that tarot reader scream at me that I'm under heavy spiritual attack. And they describe my life. So I'm hibernating. And we're gonna make it to the morning. and then I'm gonna go sit in my moldy tent until I die from the fumes.